It's your brother Chief Infame. Start out with our greeting. Power to the people. Power to our people. Respect our people. Going to pick up the seeds right now. I was sitting last night with General Abia and we were talking. And I realized that a majority of you don't know who you are. A majority of you think you're melanated. You think you're black. You think you are Haitian, Jamaican. You think you're American. Who told you you were that? It's a simple question. There's no shade to be thrown. There's no hurt, no hard times. But who told you that you were these nationalities? Who gave you that moniker? Africans come to America and we call them Africans. They call themselves whatever tribe they're from. I'm Igbo, I'm Ashanti, I'm Ghanaian. We call them Africans. So I ask you to yourself, do you know who you are? It's not do you know you're full of greatness question. It's not are you a Hebrew, are you a Christian, are you a Muslim? It's honestly, do you know who you are? Because the titles and monikers that we have for ourselves were all given to us forcefully by our oppressor. The white man told you you were American. Hell, the reason why Africa is called Africa is because General Africanus of the Greek army. He ruled over Africa after he destroyed everybody and decided that he was no longer going to call it Akibulan and decided to call it Afrikaan. And they shorted Afrikaan to Africanus, and then eventually it became Africa. So when I say, who are you? I want you to understand one of the deepest parts of the Ka Nation movement, the Ka community movement. The Ka community is our movement. The Ka Nation is who we are. We are the tribal descendants of Africa. The lost tribes. The things that everybody tried to piece together and put who we are, and what we want to do. Well, we're deciding to no longer be called black. We're deciding no longer to be called Negro. We're deciding no longer to be who a white man told us we had to be. And by changing our nationality to one tribal, unified nationality, we have a certain opportunity to have entitlement to things that we wouldn't have. Being melanated, being a title like Jamaican or Haitian or Hebrew or Christian or Kemetic. These are things that you represent with or things that you associate with, but they're not a united nationality that's trying to move towards eco-villages, land, and the reverse of poverty as a group. And because we're trying to do those things united together, we have the opportunity to be one united front, an actual united front, something that has never really been done before. The Garveyites tried to do it. The Nation of Islam is a religious movement that is attempting to do something similar. But this isn't just for if you are Muslim or Hebrew or Haitian or Jamaican or Christian or an atheist or practice Udan or Ifa. It doesn't matter. If you read the Baba Lagesh, I don't care. This is a who are you movement to create who you are going to be for the next 500 years. Are people going to call you black or melanated or a descendant of a slave or a Negro? Or are you going to keep letting the white man tell you who you are by giving you your title? So when we came up with the tribal designation, the identity cards, the status that you need to be deciding that you want to claim, so that we as a unit, once we have 500 people that claim this one title, we have legal rights to this title. It's a who are you type of question still, because who you are is only what they told you were. But who you can be for the next 500 years, because this isn't a 5-year plan or a 2-year plan. This is a movement for 500 years. Your descendants will say that you were a pioneer that helped develop this. Your name will be in the history. Facebook don't even want y'all to know who y'all are. That's ridiculous. But this is the kind of point. You see clear signal, same place I made hundreds of videos with no interruption. That's why this is important. Who are you? Not what type of person are you. Not what religion do you identify as. Not even what you call yourself. Who are you? The Ka Nation is setting out to build who you can be by creating our own separatist culture, our own ideology for the morals that we decide to live by, the code of ethics that we follow as a village, as a community, raising our children, raising our families, and raising a better standard of what has been known as black, as melanated. When people say, oh, you're from the Ka village, they'll know who you are. Just like if I say a nun, or if I say a monk, or if I say the Amish, or if I say the Mennonites, you know who those people are because they have established their own villages amongst the communities that they live amongst, but they're not a part of those communities and their foolishness. And once we step out of that and decide to be who we truly need to be, the tribal descendants of Africa that were displaced because of the diaspora, because of everything that happened post-transatlantic movement and slavery, we can be powerful beyond measure because we can create the measure of power for ourselves through economic superiority, eco-superiority, and by creating a standard of moral codes and ethics that we hold ourselves accountable to. We hold each other to raise up to a higher standard. So when I say to you, do you know who you are? None of the answers you should give me should even be in an English language. Ka is one of the oldest ancient African words that you find on 4 different coasts. You find it in Kemetic, you find it on the Ivory Coast, you find it in the South, and you find it in the East. So by saying you're a part of this movement, you understand that by building these villages, not just in America, but globally, with our plans, starting in the South, you can be everybody but who they told you you are. You're not American. That's a white moniker that's put on you. You're not black. That's a white moniker that was put on you. You're not a Negro. That is a white moniker that was put on you.